Hello teachers, this is the instructional guide for primary 3, term 4, week 12. So this is the last week of the term, and we're going to move on to the next two booklets for primary 4. So for today, for this week, right, primarily we'll be assigning, or rather there are just two booklets to focus on, quite simple. And then I believe there are some previous test papers that they have not completed. So you may assign these, to the students, right? So it depends on, I know that some classes have not done certain kind of tests, some classes have not done certain types of tests, right? So please assign it to them, right? Because the homework is relatively light, right, for these two booklets, and they're going to have lots of time. The next time that we see them will be about a month from now, okay? All right, so the first booklet is on comparing numbers within 100,000. And the idea is very simple, right? They have learned it in the past 2 years. To compare numbers, always look at the digit, always look at the digit at the leftmost place value, right? The greatest place value first. And once you compare, right, 7 versus 5, 7 is greater than 5. Automatically, this number, right, is greater than the other number. Okay, so simple as that. Now, what if the digit is the same? The digit at the largest place value is the same. Then you look at the second digit. Let's look at the second digit and the next largest place value. That will tell you which one is greatest and which one is smaller. So you don't have to look even at the rest. Okay. So in this case, 34,579 is greater than 31,594. Quite easy to do. All right. So next one, get them to do the guided practice. Make sure that you check their work. You don't have to demonstrate. Right? Allow them to read the instructions on their own and do the questions accordingly. Okay. All right. Next. So the other questions are quite easy as well. All right. For A and B, you might want to highlight to them question 1. All right. Perhaps do question 1 with them, because here they are only allowed to choose once. Okay. They are only allowed to choose once. So they have to choose wisely in that sense. Okay. The rest of the questions are quite straightforward. So I would say maybe pick questions that are a bit different for them to do, but otherwise, no, it's quite straightforward. So perhaps do question 4. Okay, and then what is question 4? That's question 4A, sorry. Then you can do question 4C, right? And the one with the volume. Comparison of volume. So the idea is to expose to them that the numbers that they're learning, right, up to 10,000, up to 100,000, right, they are taking consideration when looking at length and mass as well, right, and length, mass, and volume. Okay, so that applies as well, right? So which one is greater? So no need to do a lot of questions here. And then for question 6, okay, there is, I think, a need, right, to reinforce how these signs are used. So usually I would say that whichever this greater or smaller sign face, it really depends on the mouth, right? So I always say that the wider opening, the bigger mouth, the bigger side of the mouth, right, faces the bigger number. Okay. All right, and then question, let's see. Okay, so these questions are a bit different. Right, you might want to get them to do. A, B, C is quite easy, but I would suggest that you do questions like perhaps D, right, G, right, and then R. And the way to do this, right, is they need to write the number out so it's easier for them to see. So for example, 500 less than 23,500, 500 less is minus 500, so it's 23,000. So get them to write the number out so that's easier for them to compare what is greater. Oh, this one here, 74,400, right? So write them out, make it a process. Okay, some students may not do that, but do encourage, because especially when it comes to this question, it will be a bit challenging. What is 90,079 ones? So 90,079 ones, some may write it this way. Okay, if they are not careful, they may write this way. Watch out, right? I'm sure there will be students writing that way, 90,000, 70,000. So 90,000s, I think one way to teach them, right, is if they know that there are 10,000s place, right? And for those who are especially careless, get them to write the 10,000 to understand that it's 5 digits. right? If it is a 10,000 10,000s number, then it's 5 digits. So they can write it this way, right? So 90,000, 90,000, right? This is 1,000. This is 10,000. Okay, so they can use this method, right? It's easier for them. No, even if they don't write out the place value, right? That's okay. At least they know that it's 5 digit. So that when they then write 79 ones, they know, okay, 79 ones is here. 79 ones, 79 ones. Okay, 79 ones. What do I write here? There's 0 hundreds. So the number is 90079, right? 9079 versus here, same thing, right? What can they do? Sorry. Okay, so they can do it this way. So this is also 5 digit number. Okay, 9,000s, 10,000s will be here. 800s. Okay, so they'll be able to compare. All right, use this way to teach them. Okay, these are quite easy, so I will skip skip some of these questions here. Perhaps weighing scale. Okay, let's see. Get them to do a word problem type question. Perhaps question 14. Okay. If the crane wants to move the lighter load first, which load does he lift? So this is quite clear cut. The lighter load is load B. If the crane can only lift a maximum of 14,000 grams, 14,000 kilograms, sorry, is the crane operator able to safely move the two loads? So what's the explanation? No, they cannot, right? Because two loads together, because just load B itself, right, weighs more than 14,000 kilograms. Okay, so that's answer. So it doesn't mean two loads together, right? Sorry, so it can only move load B, it cannot move load A. Okay, and then we're done with this booklet. Right, next booklet. So now we are comparing and ordering the number in increasing order. So there are a few ways that they would phrase the question. So usually it's either in terms of smallest to greatest, right? Or increasing order and ascending. Now, a lot of times, right, students may not remember what ascending means, right? So what I'll tell them that anything that does not start with a D means it's increasing. Why? Because decreasing order, right, and descending order. So D stands for down. So means from greatest to the, it's going down, right? So decreasing, descending. Anything that's not D, then it is greatest to smallest. Sorry, anything that's not D is smallest to greatest, right? Anything from anything with that starts with a D, right? It means greatest to smallest, right? So you can actually do that. Okay, so teach them this in terms of again place value. What is the greatest, right? So just by looking at numbers, you can say that 8. This one is the greatest, right? So in order of orders in decreasing order. So they'll be the first one, and then it's the second greatest, and then the third and fourth, it depends on the place value here. So this is number 3, right? Because it's the third greatest, and then this is the least, right? So the order would be this one followed by this, followed by 3, followed by 4. Okay, so some of these questions are quite easy, and I would get them to do the guided practice, right? Always finish guided practice, right? So the rest, I think you don't really need to do a lot of demonstration. Here, if there's any possible error, right, would be them forgetting to put the dollar sign. So please take note, they need to include the dollar sign here. Okay. All right, there you go, right? Descending, right? So D going down. Okay, so might want to just get them to do one for fun. 6, A and B. Okay, and then these questions, I think it's good to go through with them because some students, they can get confused. So let's start with 7A. They are to form the greatest 5-digit possible number. So 5 greatest, so that means that it has to start with the greatest digit among theirs, right? So 5, make sure that list this out like that, 5-digit number. Greatest will be 9, followed by 5, right? Followed by 3, followed by 1, followed by O. Just do one question, that's enough. Okay, smallest works the same as well. Right, use of digit to form the smallest to the greatest. Okay, so what's the smallest, what's the greatest? So this one is different. This one, they can use numbers repeatedly. Okay, for smallest, it is interesting because maybe let's use this as an example. Right, 5-digit number. Let's go back to question 8B. I forgot to mention this. So if we go by the smallest digit, that's 0, and we put 0 here, followed by 3, followed by 4, right? Followed by 5. Next one, followed by 8. But is this answer correct? The answer is wrong, because 0 would not be counted as, if it is at the first place value, the largest place value, right? It wouldn't be considered as part of number at all. So then this is only 4-digit, which means the first digit cannot be 0, right? Otherwise, whether it's the largest or the smallest, 0 cannot be the first digit, because otherwise then it will not be part of the number. Okay, so what you can do is, if not 0, what is it? The smallest will be 3. And then followed by the next smallest is actually back to 0, right? Followed by 4, followed by 5, followed by 8, right? So I think it's good for you to go through this question. Okay, this one, right? The greatest even number. Okay, so just get them to do this to refresh them, right? The idea of odd and versus even. You may be surprised that they may forget what it means. Okay, use the digits form the greatest and smallest 5-digit number. Okay, this one is, I think they should be able to do it. But I think the challenging one is this, greatest 4-digit. Use greatest to form the greatest 5-digit odd number, and then smallest 5-digit. So to do this question, right, let's start with the greatest 5-digit odd number. Now, in order for the number to be odd, okay, the last digit must be odd. So the choices is either 5, 9, or 3. Here, you want the greatest 5-digit odd number. So hence, you have to pick the smallest odd number here. And so it'll be either 5, 9, or 3. The smallest will be 3. Okay? Right? So smallest, and then after that, the remaining numbers, right, you can do. So this one here, greatest, right? Greatest will be 9. Followed by the next greatest, 5. Followed by 4. Followed by 2. Okay, show them how to do this. What about smallest 5-digit even number? Smallest 5-digit number, which means the last place value, the ones place value, right, must be either 2 or 4. Okay, so should it be 4 or 2? Because if you say smallest, right, 2 has to be there. However, right, let's not forget that whether 2 or 4, right, because we want the smallest 5-digit even number, one of the even numbers, right, needs to be used for the smallest digit, the smallest even digit number, or the smallest even digit number has to be used for the other place value. Therefore, 4 is the one. Okay, so what's the smallest digit here? It's 2. Right, followed by 9. Sorry, smallest. Followed by 3, and then 4. Oh, is there 4 here? Yeah, no, 4 already used up, sorry. Right, 3, 5, and then 9. Okay. So that's how we do these questions. Okay, then after that, I would say do question 15 with them. Right, quite simple one. And then perhaps get them to do question 17. Right, write the greatest even number, and that's it. The rest of the time, please make use of the time to either get them to do the corrections or get them to start working on the test paper, right, or term paper. Okay, for homework, yeah, I leave it to you. You can assign half of the book, right, for each of these 2 booklets here, right? Or if you have students who are enthusiastic enough, you can always assign everything. I think for those who are not very familiar and need more practice, you can actually assign all. Okay, some students, right, just need more practice. That's it for today's topic. Thank you.